and I know it's hard to form an opinion after 2 hours. However, DMZ was not at all what I was expecting. I had something different in my mind. Hey everybody, Luminestra here. I want to talk to you guys about DMZ. What is DMZ? What we kind of got a sneak peek of, and my initial thoughts behind it. First, let's start off with what exactly is DMZ. DMZ is going to be your typical looter, shooter, and extract with all the goodies. If you're not familiar with this game style, please do not go into it thinking that it's going to be like a battle royale. I've heard so many people on Twitter saying, oh, it's gonna be a new version of the battle royale. It is nothing like that. It's not last man standing wins. It's get your loot and get out. What you guys need to know is that whatever items you guys bring into this game mode, if you get eliminated, that's it. You lose all of your items. So there's a very high risk, high reward situation. Do you bring in more powerful weapons and items in hopes that you get better loot? Or do you come in with lesser gear and potentially not be able to take on some of the bots or take on other players that are going to be in this game mode? Thanks to the sneak peek that we received yesterday, we know that there can be up to 64 players playing in one single map of DMZ. It seems like a lot, but the map is pretty big. What I am absolutely flabbergasted about is the amount of AIs they have in this game. There are AIs everywhere. Some are really easy, but it seems like anytime you go into a stronghold or a named location, they get very tough. We all saw yesterday big streamers getting taken down by the AI in the strongholds or certain places because they are tough. They're not very smart though. I wasn't expecting so many AI to be involved. Like, yes, it keeps the game fast paced. It keeps the game where you always have something to do. However, I'm worried that, you know, you're going to start like eliminating bots and all of a sudden some random team's going to pull up on you and just shoot you from behind. Along with the looting, another key thing with DMZ is going to be the missions that you need to complete. It looks like there's going to be a story kind of woven into the game mode that you need to complete missions in order to unlock the story more and more. When you complete these missions, it looks like it's going to give you XP. Sometimes it'll give you XP tokens and weapons. I'm hoping down the line we're going to be able to see blueprints as well as operator skins, but we'll have to wait and see. You saw when the streamers dropped in, when they opened up their map, there was a ton of things to do. You start off with a really tiny bag and eventually you can find yourself a bit of a bigger bag, but they're nothing compared to other loot, shoot, and extract games that I've seen before. They have a system built in where you find items and you can sell them at buy stations to just get flat out more money. So I'm interested to see what the economy system is going to look like. Is there going to be a marketplace? Is there going to be a reason to keep the wrenches or the documents that you find? Or is it just focused on money so you can buy possibly weapons? I'm not really sure what it's going to look like right now, but the way they have it set up is very odd because it's not like a regular loot and extract, because you can't keep that many things with you. It's really focused on getting money, selling the items at the buy station, taking that money out with you, and then looking for weapon caches to come out with you. I feel like it's not super high stakes. If you lose stuff, who cares? You just go back in, you kill one bot, you pick up a gun, and you know what I mean? There's so many around that, you know, you don't have to worry about that. I just feel like there's not a lot of incentive and there's not a high stakes. And I really like the high stake nature of, a loot and extract system where, oh my gosh, like I've got this amazing loot. I want to get out with it. So you're going to drop into the map. You're going to loot up some items. Be mindful because there's a lot of keys that a lot of the streamers were finding. It's really nice that A, there's a map, B, that the keys have it very specifically marked which location, which house that you have access to, and the keys have a very short duration. It looks like it's a 3-use key and that's it. I didn't see any other keys that had more uses or unlimited uses, so it looks like it's going to really focus on that in the moment loot, find the keys, go to it, and come out with it, or come out with whatever the items that you're capturing or the money that you're going to get from it. There's also a ton of contracts that you could do in the game, and it looks like some are a one-time contract, and other times it's a contract that you do one step to the next step to the next step. So it's really going to make players move around the map, which I think is going to be an interesting way to have people run into each other rather than just sit at one spot and wait. I'll be honest, it doesn't look like there's very many extracts for how big the map is and how many people are going to be in the map. We saw that there's a countdown for how long the map lasts, and then there's a radiation that starts to come in, but we didn't get to see what exactly that radiation is. Is it that it comes from the outside in? There was certain places on the map that showed it was radiated. I wish we could have seen some gameplay about maybe somebody going into it with a gas mask or anything like that, just so we can kind of see. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see any of that, so we're just gonna have to wait until the game releases and experience that for ourselves. And we already saw yesterday that there's exfil campers. So my fear with this game is that it's just going to become that. There's UAVs in the game so people can see when you're coming. When you pick up a weapons case, everybody on the map sees you and they're easily able to target you. When I was watching the streamer call in an exfil chopper to come in, it took 45 seconds for the chopper to come in. That is plenty of time for an opposing team to get into a vehicle, drive over to you, and absolutely slaughter you before you can even get exfilled. I personally don't like that you can be seen on the map with special items. I just think that's gonna lead to just too many people camping. Now I'm just gonna go over some of the things that we're seeing. So they have a legend for when you open up the map. There's exfills, there's contracts, there's weapon cases, weapon case areas, radiation area, supply drops, stronghold, fortresses, elite fortresses, buy stations, gas stations, UAV towers, SAM sites, safes, ammo caches, dog tags, and trains. I did not see anything about dog tags. I didn't see any of the safes. I also didn't see anything with the SAM sites. So that's going to be stuff that we're all going to have to explore. Now, what DMZ is doing differently as well is that they had a 22-minute roughly in-game time. And then once that timer ran out, instead of everybody losing all their gear and being wiped, so typically in an extractor game like this, when the time runs out in your raid, you get eliminated and you lose all your stuff. In terms of when you eliminate a player, it looks like you can loot their bag and their body, but when you eliminate AIs, they will randomly drop money and sometimes items that you can pick up. One thing to be really mindful of is when you have a contract or a mission happening, to really look and pay attention, because we saw one of the streamers have one of the missions active and he found a special item after he eliminated an AI in that area. If this video was helpful, make sure to give it a like and then comment down below if you guys noticed anything else I missed or anything different. You know, there was a lot of people streaming it and I was only able to catch a few streams, so please drop that in the comments. Let me know if you saw anything cool or exciting or very unique to this game mode, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more DMZ, more Warzone, and more fun stuff.